All right, let's get right into it. We all know we're facing some massive global challenges. But what if the answer isn't just another Band-Aid solution? Today we're talking about Phoenix, a framework that suggests something pretty radical, that we can actually heal our planet by learning to act as one big, integrated system. And this quote right here, it absolutely nails the problem. Our crisis isn't that we don't have the right gadgets or enough technology. No, the real issue is that our systems, our economy, our societies, our politics, they're all pulling in different directions. They're fundamentally out of sync with each other, and more importantly, with the planet. It's a crisis of misalignment. You know, that misalignment leads to something called a polycrisis. And what's so important to understand about this idea is that it means our problems aren't in neat little boxes. Climate change, economic chaos, social division, they aren't separate issues. They're all tangled up in this giant messy knot, feeding into one another. And that's exactly why trying to fix them one at a time is a losing game.
So that forces us to ask a really big question. A really hopeful one, actually. What if we could build something completely new? A system that could actually sense what's happening all over the globe, learn from it in real time, and then help us coordinate a response on a planetary scale. Sounds like science fiction, right? Well, let's see how it could actually work.
Okay, so the core idea, the central metaphor here is incredibly powerful, a planetary nervous system. Just think about your own nervous system for a second. It senses the world, it sends signals, and it coordinates your body's response so everything works together. That's the vision here, a way for humanity to sense, learn, and act in concert. And this image really helps you visualize it. The Phoenix platform isn't some rigid top-down control system. Far from it. It's meant to be a living, evolving digital layer that works with our world. Think of it as a global collaboration tool, designed to help us finally respond to crises with coordination, with compassion, and with real wisdom. The nerves of this whole system, they're called pulse. And this is so much more than just a data collector. Pulse is the feedback and the learning engine. It's the part that functions as that planetary nervous system, not just sensing what's wrong, but providing tailored education and change management tools that allow all of us to respond intelligently, to get ahead of problems, instead of just reacting to them. So, the big question is, how does something like a planetary nervous system actually work in practice? Well, it all boils down to a really simple but powerful loop. Sense, learn, and respond. Let's break that down. First up, how does it sense? Well, Pulse is designed to be this incredible data integrator. We're talking about pulling in information from everywhere. Satellite monitoring from space, environmental sensors on the ground, economic trends, public health data, even contributions from everyday people through citizen science. The goal is to create the most complete, real-time picture of our planet's health that we've ever had. And this is how that data becomes action. It's a three-step dance. Step 1. Pulse senses an emerging challenge. Step 2, that awareness flows into something called the synergy engine, which is a platform for collaboration. And Step 3, that collaboration sparks real-world community projects through a series of workshops called SURF. Now, none of this works without people who are ready and able to take part. And that's where Empowered Ed comes in. Think of it as the educational partner to Pulse. It's a transdisciplinary learning system that's about so much more than textbooks. It's about developing the whole person, giving people the skills, the knowledge, and the sense of purpose they need to find their role in this new regenerative world. And the SURF workshops? This is where the rubber meets the road. This is how all that learning turns into tangible action. These workshops are the bridge between global data and local needs. They use the insights from Pulse and the skills from Empowered Ed to get community projects off the ground, building real, on-the-ground resilience, and making sure that the global effort stays perfectly in sync with what's happening locally. And here we are back at Pulse, closing the loop. And this is absolutely crucial. Pulse isn't just a one-time sensor. It's a dynamic, ongoing learning and change management tool. It gives communities real-time feedback on their projects. It shows them what's working, what isn't, and helps them adapt so their actions stay aligned with the health of the planet. It creates this constant learning cycle for an entire community. This all brings us to what might be the most important piece of the puzzle, the human element. This isn't just about data and logistics. At its core, this whole system is about connecting each of us as individuals to the needs of the planet. It's about creating learning that is truly purpose-driven. And the framework for that is the beautiful Japanese concept of ikigai, which basically means a reason for being. This is the real heart of the educational model. Pulse uses this framework to help tailor learning for every single person. It helps you find that sweet spot, that intersection of what you love, what you're good at, what the world actually needs, and what can support you.
It's a pathway to meaningful, sustainable green jobs that the system itself has identified. But what's so brilliant about Ikigai is how it scales up. It's not just for individuals figuring out their career path. It's a model that can help entire organizations shift their mission from being purely profit-driven to being purpose-centered. And you can even take it all the way up to the policy level, helping governments align their economies with the actual well-being of their people and the planet. It creates alignment from the bottom all the way to the top.
So when you start to put all these pieces together, the sensing, the learning, the coordinated action, the individual purpose, you start to see this isn't just a small tweak. We are talking about a fundamental shift, a move from a world of fragmentation to a world of coherence, a totally new global paradigm.
So what do we mean by system coherence? Well, it's a state where all the different parts of a system, the people, the organizations, the technology, become aligned. They're synchronized. They reinforce each other instead of fighting each other. It's a state where information, resources, and action can just flow, with almost no friction, allowing us to get things done effectively.
And this slide just lays it out so clearly. We're trying to move away from the old paradigm, right? One defined by fragmentation, competition, and extraction, all leading to that systemic misalignment we talked about. The new paradigm that a system like Phoenix could enable is all about coherence, collaboration, regeneration, and finally, planetary alignment. It's a whole new way of being. And that brings us to the key takeaway. The antidote to our problems isn't just more data reports or lurching from one crisis reaction to the next. The real antidote is building this state of sustained, cohesive coherence. It's about getting us and our incredible technologies all working together in harmony for the good of the whole planet. It's about fundamentally changing how we relate to each other.
And so, this entire idea leaves us with a really profound question. Look, the polycrisis and the rapid rise of AI, these are massive societal shocks. The Phoenix framework suggests we can build a community-wide learning system, like Pulse, to act as a buffer, almost like a global stress management system that empowers us to use our technology in harmony with nature. So the ultimate question is, can we, as a species, actually learn to respond to it all with wisdom instead of just reacting out of fear?